In this demo, I'm going to show you how I digitize my paintings using Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. The first thing I'm doing is scanning them, and I use a flatbed scanner. I'll combine multiple scans if I have a very large image. So in this first part of the demo, I'm going to show you how I take a top and a bottom of a scan, and I use the blending tool and the mask to combine them. So here you're seeing me make the canvas bigger just so that I can fit both sides of my scan into one Photoshop image. And now I'm going to match them up. So I'm using the opacity tool to make one sort of see-through, and then I zoom in and make it perfect. And when you overlay them, you'll notice that the scanner bed has made a little bit of a shadow. Um, so I'm using the layer mask tool and the brush tool to erase basically, but I'm using the layer mask so that it is not destructive. So you'll see me adding black to that layer mask, and that's basically erasing the overlap. I'm going to merge the layers, so now I only have one image. And then I'm going to use the crop tool to make sure that it's straightened. The scanner bed doesn't always hit it in exactly the same way. And now I'm going to adjust the levels. And I just want to pull up the white point and the black point just to make it a little bit truer to what I saw pre-scan. And then I'm going to save it. And I use the save optimized version to save in web format. But I can also get a JPEG this way and make sure that it's optimized. So here I'm saving it to my OneDrive account. And the reason I'm saving it is because if I try to just copy it over to Illustrator, it's too big, and I need to move into Illustrator for this next step. So I'm going to find my file that I just saved in my OneDrive account, or you could do that on your local desktop. And in Illustrator, it's one click. I just click Image Trace, I select High Fidelity Photo, and then I wait. And it literally does everything for me. And what it's doing is taking a mathematical vector rendering of all of the different colors in my image, and it's going to cluster those into a format that will let me make it as large or small as I want. And that's what Illustrator does. That's what the vector does. So the only thing I'm doing in Illustrator is turning it into a version of this image that can be made huge or very small with no degradation to the quality of the image. And then as soon as that process is done, I'm going to copy it and bring it back over to Photoshop. I need some good hold music in this part. Okay, click it, copy it, time to go back to Photoshop. So now I'm pasting it into a new document. I want to make sure that my resolution is 350 dpi, or here pixels per inch, 350 pixels per inch. I paste it as a smart object to maintain that vector. And now I can make it bigger with no problem. And so I'm just going to fit it to the size of canvas that I wanted, which in this case happens to be a 20 by 20. And I'm saving it again. And now I have a very large version of my art with no degradation, and I can send that to my printer to be put onto Z-Clay paper through the printing process and have beautiful prints.